Greetings. Welcome to a cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra Simmons. Today is Tuesday, and it is 5:05 in the AM. So thank you for joining me. As always, I do not own the right to the music, and this content is for entertainment purposes only. I don't own the rights to the commercials if the commercials come on. So that is my disclaimer. Don't charge me for that. I'm just playing the music in the background. I do not own the rights to the music or um, the commercials that come on. And this content is for entertainment purposes only. As always, I come on giving honor and glory to Mother, Father, God, Universe. Thank you, God, for waking us up this morning. Thank you, God, for keeping us and blessing us and protecting us and keeping us fully dressed. We're in the full armor of God, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of God's holy word, but of truth and shoes of peace. Thank you, God, for watching over us, protecting us, and seeing us throughout the day. Continue to provide for us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, in every way possible. Thank you, God, for just loving on us so much, loving us back to ourselves, loving me back to me, loving myself. Thank you, God, for just always being there for us and protecting us, ordering our steps and directing our path. Thank you, big brother Jesus, archangels, guardian angels, all angels in the highest Christ, light, ancestors, guardian ancestors, spirit team here and far. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your obedience. And thank you for giving us those gentle nudges and directions throughout the days. These blessings I ask in your holy name. Amen. Good day to you all out there. I hope that you all are doing great. I may have to get up in a minute to go get my tea. Um, I wanted to come on and start because I said I was going to try to be on by 5 o'clock. So I figured I'll come on and get started. And when that whistle starts to blow, I'll go and get it and then come back. The umbrella that, please like, share, and subscribe. I ask that you're at least 21 years of age to come on this live. I ask that we're contribute into the conversation and that we are respectful to one another. I come on to encourage, uplift, and try to help people move forward in whatever path or direction they have in their life. I don't come on to make fun of or pick or try to make your life miserable by no means. I'm here to uplift and encourage. I always say, God, less of me and more of you. Sorry if my voice sounds very hoarse, but it's the allergies. We'll get it under control momentarily. But the topic of conversation this morning is tips for overcoming relationship struggles. Yesterday, we talked about obsession in a relationship. And today, we're going to talk about some tips of overcoming relationship struggles. And please feel free to join into the conversation. That's what makes this live so exciting and so helpful to others because we have people that want to, um, fix things and figure things out. And it's all about trying to make things make sense to you so that you know how to properly move forward and to handle your situation the best way that you know how to. When we come on and talk, this is a cup of conversation. It's other people's sharing their wisdom and knowledge to help other people so they can move forward, giving you some type of idea or some type of direction to flow. Um, so I'll start off by saying, if you're looking for tips for overcoming relationship struggles, first of all, you have to decide, is that something you want to do? Do you want to continue in the relationship that you're in? Or do you want to give up? What is your gut discernment, your heart? What is your body telling you about the situation? Because if you do not want to move forward in trying to overcome struggles in a relationship, you're not going to overcome those struggles in a relationship because it's going to take time, patience with yourself to move forward because you're going to have to be able to be all right with you and your emotions and your feelings. And then all right with the other person's emotions or non-emotions or feelings. Are you going to be willing to continue to move forward in this relationship and not have someone give you back the input or the stuff that you're giving into them? I always say for people that are struggling, like in marriage, if you have one mate that seems like they're trying to escape or put one foot out, one foot in, maybe they're struggling with something. But you don't weaken yourself. You don't change who you are. You stay strong. You stay strong in your prayer life. You stay strong in your devotion and your time that you spend with God. You stay strong and you stay positive because you're that example they may need to get back in. Because a lot of people, you know, have not had the real role models that they need to get to where they have to get to, or to show them how to get to where they need to get to. So sometimes your mate is your first role model of keeping it real. Thank you. um, so it's all a matter of, are you willing to want to make this work? Because if you don't, then don't play with it. You know, you can just, agree to disagree and be friends. But a relationship is a serious, in my case, I think relationships are serious because it's two people that's really getting to let down their guards to one another and to depend on one another without losing their self as well. Because you can lose yourself in relationships if you're not strong with who you are. So, thank you. Um, so, it's really, if the ball's in your court, are you really going to bounce it and make that basket? Or are you just going to dribble it and do little tricks and just dribble it? Um, all right, hold that thought because my tea is ready. So give me one moment. I'll be right back, right back. I'm on my way back. Just a moment. I'll be right there. Just one moment. Almost there. Thank you for that momentarily minute of having to walk away. All right. Tap, tap. All right. Thank you. Sorry about that. I had to get something hot. I wanted to come on closer on time. So that's why I agreed to start my tea as I was getting ready to come on this morning. But yeah, again, the topic was tips for overcoming relationship struggles. And you have to really want to be involved in the situation. Um, so that's one way. That's one thing to start off with. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. Is it worth it? You know, how long have you guys been in a relationship thus far? And is it worth it if it was something that just started? For those that's just coming on, thank you. Thank you. For those who are coming on, the topic that we're talking about today is tips for overcoming relationship struggles. Um, I had recapped that we talked about obsession in relationships yesterday, and today we're talking about tips for overcoming relationship struggles. And I had first started off by saying, you got to be comfortable and confident in yourself to want to make that decision to make it go forward. If not, then don't waste your time. You know, if it's not worth it, agree to disagree. But if it is worth it, then make sure that you are willing to go ahead and do it. As far as, prepare yourself. And sometimes you're that example that your mate needs to come forward to stay in a relationship. So if you're someone that prays and motivates, meditates, if you're someone who meditates with God and pray with God and seek knowledge and wisdom from God, and your mate is not, then you're that example to help them see how what you're doing works for you so that it can work for them. Because whatever you do inwardly with God, it spews out so that others can see it, others can feel it. So, for those that, need to hear that. But yeah, share with me some other tips and some other things because relationships can have a lot of issues. A lot of people have issues in relationships because of money. Discuss relationship struggles and often advise to share your thoughts. Okay. But yeah, what are some of your thoughts? I mean, I know money can be a big deal in a lot of relationships. And if that's the case, the two of you need to learn how to budget so that you're able to, you know, manage it a little bit better so that way it won't become an argument. Sometimes it's not always the other person to go out and get two or three jobs to make ends meet. That can mess up the marriage because somebody has a lot of free time on their hand and they're going to be wanting something or somebody, and you too busy working. That's going to lead them to be tempted to look elsewhere. So y'all got to come together to find some ways that y'all can budget and make it with where you guys are working one job and still have time for each other. You can't let the work take over your relationship because it will cause somebody to stray. Relationships require two people, and it's those two people that come together. They need each other. They want each other. And if they don't have each other, the enemy can get in their ear, and then you can start doing some things you shouldn't be doing, watching some things you shouldn't be watching, being around some people you shouldn't be around. So, you know, if you're really wanting to work something out and cookout celebrates the nephew's graduate school so what are you, it's up to you as an individual, willing to do or willing to cope with and all that good stuff. So rushing somebody out to get a job is not always the right thing to do. This world will make it so that you have to go out and leave each other and leave the house to break up that bond just so you can survive. And if you can find other ways to work together to where you don't have to do that, then do it. If it's something you want to do, if you want to make the relationship work. But yeah, money can play a big part. Hello, thank you for joining the live. How are you doing today? So I'm just throwing some things out there. You can tell me what other issues or what other things that can cause a struggle in a relationship. And then we can look at some ways to try to eliminate those struggles. I know in some cases you have people that are working the hardest. They're doing all that they can to try to make ends meet. But because they're a parent and they have children, they can only go but so far. They can only work but so much. They can only do but so much because there's only so many hours within a day. And then there's responsibilities you have within those days once you're outside of working. So it's only so much that you can do. So it's important for our mates not to look down at each other because they feel like the other one's not working hard enough. We're two different individuals. They're not supposed to work like you, and you're not supposed to work like them. But if you can find that if they're there and they're taking care of you and your children, they're doing something. You know what I'm saying? So just be considerate of one another so that we're not pointing fingers or trying to, be one up over the other. Y'all need to put shoulder to shoulder, get even, stay shoulder to shoulder, and move forward. And move forward so that you can, lead into a positive direction. Thank you for joining. Please share your points. What are some struggles that can go on in a relationship? And then what are some ways that you feel that we can overcome? What are some struggles that you have overcome in a relationship that you think that is helpful as far as how you overcame from it to someone else who might be going through it? We learn from one another. I mean, I can name a whole bunch of stuff, but I want to hear some other ones because I've already been through mine. I already heard mine. I know mine. If you see avenues of things that might run sour in your relationship and you see it ahead of time, try to do something to prevent it in a positive way. If you feel like, your mate, if you're wanting to continue the relationship and you feel like your mate is not interested, have that conversation. Ask your mate, what is it that you're looking for? Because sometimes as we grow and in relationships, we change. Our needs and our wants change. So have that conversation and say to your mate, what's going on? Are you having a midlife crisis? Um, what is it that you're looking for? You know, let's do some things together. Let's go work out at the gym. And then, you know, after you work out, go home and do some other type of workout. Do something that's going to excite you all. Go back to basics. Go back to what y'all did when y'all first met. If there was a place that you met at and you're still in that town and that place still exists, go there and have a date. Or if there's a meal that you guys both enjoyed as a youth, make the meal. You know, do something that's feasible that will rekindle that light that you guys have. Or I won't say rekindle because the light, well, if the light burns out, in that case, the light can burn out. But if the light is flickering, do something to make that flicker turn into a solid flame so that y'all can move forward. Thank you for agreeing with me, Batman. Do you have anything else you want to add? I mean, is there something that you care to share to help someone else out here to overcome? Have you had many struggles in relationships? So we talked about money. We talked about working, which can lead to money. Um, Time, you know, don't take your mate for advantage. I mean, don't take your mate for granted, not advantage. Don't take advantage of your mate, and don't take your mate for granted. You know, you know, we need that company. We need that space, and we need that time to come together. So you have to recognize and learn your partner, your mate. Learn their looks, learn their size. Just like you had to learn your baby when you raised your baby. You had to decipher what cry was what cry. That's your first teaching lesson on how to teach and learn from people. So you have, you know, all your experiences, you have to look at it as what they are. They're your learning experiences. No kids for Batman. But you don't have to have kids. I'm just saying the way that you had to learn a baby as you grow and took care of your baby. Learn your mate, learn your partner, learn, you know, if they come in and they do us, learn that that side means something. You know what I'm saying? If your partner comes in, or if you see your partner sit down on the couch, and if they sitting down and it's like the weight of the world is sitting on them, you know, learn your partner and learn to know, okay, they need space at this moment, so I'm going to go ahead and give them space. I'll go ahead and do something, prepare for them this way, and then I'll let them have their time to relax, and then I'll come back and I'll check on them. If they fall asleep on the couch, take off their shoes, get them comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Just do something that will help encourage your mate, to help develop that relationship even more. It feels good to be wanted, and it feels good to be needed. So don't not do that in a relationship. I've talked to people. I've been in a relationship where people was like, a person was like, um, I don't need nothing. Don't buy me nothing. Don't do nothing. You know, just, you know, please me. And I'm like, well, you know, if somebody wants to do for you, let them do for you, because you don't know what that person is overcoming and need to overcome to get comfortable with you. See, a lot of people look at things one way, and it's not one way because it's two people, two mindsets, and y'all don't necessarily think the same way. You may come across to think the same way. Thank you. But you're not the same way. You're not the same. Some people cater to others because they're the dominant one and they want to keep peace. But learn your mate. Learn their mannerisms. Learn, I mean, isn't that what you're doing anyway when you're dating? You're getting to know your partner. Um, Thank you for joining the live. I'm looking at the AI summaries on there. I noticed it the other day. I spilled it. But yeah. Thank you all for joining the lives. Those who had just come in, I'm talking about tips for overcoming relationship struggles. There's a lot of things that can contribute to struggling in a relationship. But what I do recommend is that you take time to check on you. Don't be so quick to blame your partner because it could be you. Take that time to check into self. Take that time to see if you are okay. Because sometimes if we're not right, we're tired, we're hungry, we're sleepy, we can bring a negative attributes to our partner. And we can fix that by taking care of us first. I always say that you got to take care of you before you can take care of anybody else. I used to think, oh no, I had to take care of everybody else first before I take care of me. And then they got the attitude part of me, they got the rough part of me, they got the rude part of me, and they got very little bit of loving part of me, and they got the part that I gave because I wanted to keep them quiet. You have to learn to take care of yourself first so you can give the best of you to them because you're taking care of you to the best of your ability. I agree. It starts with self love. Self love is very important. And that's how you can move forward because you showing yourself how to love you reflects on how you are loved because the way you love yourself makes you look even better because you're loving on you. Your partner can see that, they can feel that, and then they're going to want that. So you got to start with you first. It's you against you in this world. So you got to start with you first. And once you start with you, then you can go ahead and share it with others. I always tell people you cannot give from a half full cup. You can't even give from a full cup. You can only give from a cup that overflows. That full cup God gives to you and your family. That full cup is for you and your family, not for you to give to others and then go back to say, God, I need this. God, I need that. God can say, I gave you that. If you give from a full cup, yeah, you give it in return. But don't cheat your family of the blessings God instilled in you to give to your family from that full cup. You can only give when that cup overflows. You love one another in that household, that love will overflow that cup. So you can give to others and you will be able to give to others. But you cannot give if the cup is not if it's not running over. Because you got to give what God gave to you and work that with your family. See, the world got it twisted. The world feels like if you got a full cup, give some to somebody. The full cup is for you and your family. Everybody can get a full cup. You don't have to look at somebody else's cup and say, well, theirs is halfway, or theirs is full, so I can go take from them. No, you make your own cup full. And then you work with your full cup and your family. When that cup overflows, then you share it. See, we get it so confused, and I'm gonna say this. Sometimes the church confuse you too to think that you have to give everything first. You got to give your tithes and offering and everything to the church first. No, I used to think that. Oh, when I tell you, I used to think that I was one faithful, and I'm not saying don't tithe. Please tithe, but you can only tithe if you can. God has blessed you with your family first. Your first congregation, your first church is with you and your family. Your wife, your husband, your children, that's your first church. That's who you have to feed in first. Once you feed in first and get yourself together and y'all got one agreement as a whole, as a household family, and y'all go to church, then you have more you give to the church. Because that way the church won't interfere with what you got going on. It enhance it. And that's, thank you. Good morning. Thank you for joining live. Because you got a lot of churches out there that's crooked. Tell the truth, shame the devil. And if your household is not strong and the faith and the base that God has given you for your family, that church can have a field day with you. What changed my mindset? Experience, real life experience. Love is 100%. Make sure home is in order. That's right. That's right. I watched my marriage break apart right before my eyes. I mean, I stayed married. The only way that my husband was no longer with me, he passed away. So I was there till death did us part. But I've witnessed a lot of things that just, I'm thinking church is supposed to bring you together. And this is not a conversation about church. I'm just talking. This is just me being transparent of my experience. And I'm not deterring anybody else. Don't do what I say. You can listen to what I'm saying. If it relates to you, then good. But I'm not telling you what to do and what not to do. I'm simply saying you're not supposed to give from a cup that is full. That cup God blessed you for you and your family. You can only give to the cup that overflows. Period. Do not let the world change that. Your first church, your first congregation, God is already within your heart. When you and your mate became one or agreed to come together to form that union, that is a union of love that God created within each of y'all to show you what love is, so y'all can give love to one another. And then y'all had babies, and then y'all are to love that whole family. They say the Bible said that the man is the head of the house. But sometimes in this world today, you don't have a lot of praying men. Got a lot of praying women. So let the woman be the prayer woman in the house, and let that woman be that example for that man. And then let that man see from experience and see from the love and all that is coming forth, as see for firsthand as experience and understand. And then together y'all all form that bond in your home first. Then go to church and get enhanced more. And have that conversation at home when you come back. So look, this is what you agree with. Have that conversation. Communication and conversation is so important. Don't just have your kids and all y'all go to church and that's it. Just go to church. I took my kids and myself to church faithfully every Sunday, and every some couple of days during the week. My kids, they don't go to church now. I don't even have a church home now. It was real life experience that taught me that church is within me. And I give tithes and offering daily. Tithes and offering does not have to look like cash to the church house. Yes, it's a building. It needs money to be taken care of. Yeah, sometimes there's women pastors too. But yeah, that's why you have to you gotta communicate and conversate and bring God in your home. Bring the God that's inside of you in your home. The same God yesterday, today, and forevermore, the creator. You got to bring that in your home. Develop a bond. Pray together. Read scriptures together. Um, Meditate together. Spend time with God individually and together within that home. Build up that force field that can't be broken by the outside. The job of the outside is doing what it's supposed to do, tear you down. But that love that you have within yourself, and that love that you have that God is in you, and that love that God creates with the family, that's what you have to build you and your family up, so that you guys can go up against the world and won't be tainted or mind changed by what you already was upbringing and knowing. Somebody might hate when I say this, but this generation of men is weak. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. There are some strong men out there. I'm not saying that every man is weak. I'm just saying that this generation is a lot of weak men out there. They're supposed to stand up for the family. They're not standing up for the family. They're so easy to fall into temptation of the world. Some of these men, okay? Some of these women, I'm not discriminating at all. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. I don't want you to think, oh, you talk about the Bible, everything's good. Truth is truth, and the truth shall set you free. So I'm just having a cup of conversation and food for thought. I can share some of my experiences. I ask that you share some of yours, so that's not one-sided. I know me, and I know what I went through, and I know what I've overcome, so I can share that. And I know what I've seen, and I know, so there's a lot of things out here that is questionable. But you got to seek God for yourself. What do you got to lose? Seek God for yourself and ask God to agree. Agreed. Wait a minute. With 35 years married. Okay. You are the sunrise in the world. Thank you. A spiritual talk on, okay, build a strong foundation in the church. Okay. But yeah, so good morning. Thank you for joining the live from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the house. How you doing? Did you catch most of the conversation? Anything you care to contribute into it? Depends. What's the question you want to ask? As I wait for you to ask the question, those who are coming on, this has been a cup of conversation and food for thought, and we're talking about tips for overcoming relationship struggles. Thoughts on, I don't know anything about lab grown diamonds. I don't even wear any diamonds. But yeah. For those that are joining in or just coming on, tips for overcoming relationship struggles. What are some things that you need to overcome? We've already discussed that we have to overcome, we have to love ourselves, and it starts with us first. We have to love ourselves before we can love anybody else. We have to take care of us before we can take care of those. So, any other tips for overcoming struggles? We talked about a couple of struggles in a relationship, which could be money. I've been married 50 years, June 17th. Congratulations, and communication is important. Summit to eat. Yes. Okay. 50 years in the house. Congratulations. I want to be long like that, but my husband was taken away. But it's all right. I still got life and living. There's still hope for me. But congratulations, June 17th. Okay. But yeah, I agree. Communication and conversation is very important. That is why I have this cup of conversation and food for thought. Communication was not in my marriage. I was quiet for years. And I believe communication and conversation is healing. It's free healing. And you can give it to one another. So communication and conversation is key. Thank you for confirming that for me, because I know that that was important for me. And I knew that I just knew that it was important. So you confirmed that for me. So thank you very much. And thank you for sharing that as much. I'm so appreciative of that, for you doing that. But yeah, I believe that communication is important because you don't know what the other person is thinking until you ask them. You don't know what the other person is feeling until they tell you. And you don't want to assume what they feel. You want to know what they feel by them telling you. And a lot of people don't know how to talk. And that's another reason why I do this cup of conversation and food for thought. Because maybe we can trigger something in someone in a positive way to get them to want to engage, or to want them to get the strength and the courage and the boldness to say what they need to say, so that they can introduce that communication conversation within their relationship for themselves. So, but yeah. But yes, understanding is key to relationships, any kind of relationship. Agree. I agree. I agree. And getting to know each other in the beginning is an important part. Let me ask you if you can remember back when you first met your significant other. Did you guys meet with conversation first, or did y'all rush to get married because y'all wanted to get together? Because I believe getting to know somebody is important. Getting to know that that person has a solid head on their shoulders is important. You don't want to get involved and 6 months down the line realize, oh, this person is not there. I can literally see your brain. My brain is always going. But yeah. One thing about this right here, the live, if people never ever got the chance to know me, but they heard of me and they judge me based off of somebody else's um, description, this they can see for themselves and judge me for themselves. I mean, you're not getting the total part of me, but you're getting a good idea of where I come from. I'm not a mean person. I'm a down to earth person. I like to tell the truth. I don't want to sugarcoat because I don't want nobody to sugarcoat it to me. And be careful when you say you don't want nobody to sugarcoat it to you, because I can talk bold and some people can talk bold back to you. And you got to realize and recognize, hey, you said you want the truth and boldness and honesty, so you have to receive it. Ah. But yeah. But yeah. Even the song say try. But yeah. Communication, conversation. What about expectations? Do we have to have expectations in relationships? Because I know relationships are not perfect. Whoever said relationships gonna be all peaches and cream, honey and ice cream, lied. I am a widow. No, I'm not married. Um, but yeah, we talked about a bunch of things so far. We've been on for 36 minutes. Um, but yeah, I'm looking at the remarks that come on as I talk. Thank you for joining the live. Do you have anything to contribute in regards to tips for overcoming relationship struggles? Are there any struggles that I didn't hit that we have in a relationship? Because a lot of it is money, a lot of it is time. Why did you not? Because I haven't been asked. I'm still living. I've been a widow for about 6 years, 5 and some years. Yeah. So I'm not an old, I mean, it hasn't been a while. Thank you. Thank you. Good energy, positivity is a plus. I think we should maintain that. And it's something that you have to maintain. It don't just come naturally to some people. You have to maintain. Keep a clear mind. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. For those of you that's just joining, the topic is tips for overcoming relationship struggles. We talked about how it's important to love yourself first. You have to love yourself before you can love others. We talked about how communication is important to the conversation, to a relationship. We talked about how, some of the issues for the struggles can be money or, time. I had made a point that, if it's a money situation, it's not always wise for someone to go out to get 2 or 3 jobs, because then now you open another doorway that can cause problems in the home. Because, relationships is two people that come together. Y'all want to get together. And if the person's not there to get together, then someone might be tempted to go get the help or the assistance or the attention elsewhere. Although the other party is probably, is working to make things better. So maybe y'all can work on a budget or do something together to where you don't open the door for temptation to come in and mess up your relationship. So those are some of the things that we talked about. Okay. But I loved her. A woman is God's greatest gift to me. Okay, and thank you for answering that question. Yeah, but at least y'all had a lifetime of getting to know each other, and you knew it was love at first sight, or in the beginning. And let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question for both men and women, so please feel free to answer. How long does it take for a man to know that the woman is for him? And how long does it take for a woman to realize that a man is for her? And I want y'all honest answers, because I used to think that, you know, There is not love at for 30 days for a man. 30 days, okay. Thank you for the gifts. 30 days for a man. Okay. Discuss and overcome relationship struggles, tough communication. Hello, thank you for joining the line. You had me at Joe Chemistry. Okay. I think I showed all my teeth on that one. Let me see if I can speak on behalf of this woman. See, when I love hard. So I don't want to repeat past relationships. So I study and I learn from every past relationship. So I used to think that it would take maybe at least 6 months to a year. So I thought, if she lets you lead her and is open, feminine, it's good. If she lets you lead her and is open, it's good. Okay. But I'm learning that you can know that somebody is for you at the first sight of looking at the person. I didn't see that when I was younger. I thought everybody was for me. You gonna be my husband. You gonna be my husband. You gonna be my husband. That's when I was younger. But wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and plenty of time has shown me that was not it. It's a feeling that only shows itself when it's real. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. And when I was younger, I didn't pay too much attention to my discernment and my intuition. I didn't really know too much about it. But now your intuition and your discernment can let you know off the bat that is that one right there, is that one right there. Even if they don't know already, you know. So I'm getting more understanding as I get older. And the more time that I spend with myself and understanding who I am and my whole, self, feelings, emotions, I can see what is for me and what is not for me a lot quicker now than I did when I was younger. But yeah, it is definitely a feeling. Definitely. Um, and but yeah, so I got an answer about 30 days for one person that's set up there that can, some men can relate to that, and some, let me get that. It's a feeling that you feel. You should be making some man's life better. Jill Scott made a song. It's the way, yeah. hmm She is that the one that they talked about the cooking and the food, but I'll play it later. I don't know how to get in there to change it up, or maybe I'll play it tomorrow. Let me write that down. Right now, I put it on a thing so it just rolls. I mean, it just plays. Hello, thank you for joining the live. Thank you for joining the live. Um, Old and still. I age gracefully, so the older I get, the prettier I get. I won't even take that as a diss. It's going to be a compliment. And if you consider 49 years of age to be old, live a little. But yeah, for those that are just coming on, thank you for the hearts, much appreciated. It could be first sight, and the way she makes you feel is a feeling. Yeah, I had shared on here a few times. I was standing somewhere outside. I don't remember where I was, and there was a guy that looked at me and smiled, and that smile went right to my heart. I was like, "Ooh!" I felt like those cartoons, and the sparkles like. And I didn't even still haven't met the person. I didn't say hi. I just smiled back, but that smile hit my heart, and I was like, "Ooh, thank you." I was like, "Wow." So it doesn't take much to have an effect on other people if your heart is in the right place. And I think maybe that person had a good heart and I had a good heart, and then that connection. Thank you. But yeah, and I've seen somebody before and I looked at them in their eyes, and that sent like an electric wave. And I'm like, whoa, what is this? I'm sharing all this with you because if you somebody may have been going through it and may not know what it was, because I was like, what is this? I mean, you live long enough, you're gonna experience some things. So if you wouldn't experience a lot of stuff when you were younger, just wait a while, you'll experience some things. And I'm like, there's just a lot of things that you can get off from people. You don't give strong, you don't give off strong, independent, not crazy. They just love it. I'm not crazy. I am strong, resilient, and very independent. And that's not because I wanted to, I had to be. With all respect, the first time I heard the voice and smiled together, I was I was like, oh my, oh well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the funny thing is, I used to not be so secure about my voice. I used to think I sound like a man, a big, strong man. But I'm learning. I learned to love my voice now more than ever because it's unique. I don't have to. Nobody has to see me if I'm walking someplace and I say, "Hey, how you doing?" They know who I am because my voice. So I can't hide incognito. I can change my appearance, but if I open my mouth, everybody gonna know this she is. This she is. Thank you. But yeah, but yeah. Um, I learned to appreciate me, and I've learned to love me, and that's how I can tell you all out there how important it is to love you, and to know that you can't give and help others until you learn to give to yourself. You have to love yourself so strong and so boldly, because this world will try to break you down. The simplest things, you could be giving your heart to somebody, and they will act like the world and try to break you down. But you have to be strong within yourself and know I'm strong, I'm resilient, I'm beautiful, and I know I am. If you don't think I am, that's your problem or your concern, not mine. And you keep moving, you keep going. I got a grown woman voice. You said independent of what? What do you mean? I'm an independent woman. Is your book in the works? It's in the works. I need some help though. I don't know where to go. But yeah, life. Everybody's got a book, but yeah, it's in the works. You gonna buy it? You gonna help me promote it? Yes, independent of what? You keep saying yes, independent of what? I'm very independent of. Okay, thank you. I'm a life. Break down. Yes, independent of what? What do you mean? Independent is a person that's independent, doing everything on their own, living life. Is a process to be your own upliftment. It is a process, especially if you came from some place that was low. If you constantly have people breaking you down, and I mean, look, I had kids when I was little kids, and I ain't gonna never forget this. People be like, yeah, yeah. I picked a station that had all the artists that was listed that I was given. Um, but I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about independency or something like that. Do you want to remain? Do I want? Do Are you asking me? Do I want a partner to share so that I don't have to be too independent? Heck yes. Doing it all by yourself for all these years. I mean, who wants to do that? It can get very tiring. I'm tired. So yes, but I'm waiting on God's divine timing to find the right person. And I'm not going to lose my independency either if I get involved with someone that's going to help. I had said before that is if you and your mate can stand shoulder to shoulder, even if you're tall and they're short, get shoulder to shoulder every now and then to remind yourselves that you're together, not one over the other. That right there is powerful. It hit me, and it sticks with me. It's just sticking with me. But yeah, I had to be independent because I had to. It was not a I didn't have an option. I had to be independent to survive. Yeah, yes, yes. When I get one, yes. I don't want to be overpowering over them, and I don't want them to be overpowering over me. We're together as a team, working together. 100% of me as whole as I can get, 100% of him as whole as he can get. We can never be 100% of anything because we're still living life. Okay, you're equal to you, man. Okay. Fine question. Okay, so I was reading some of the stuff. I see we got some comedians up there. But yeah, I'm sorry if I wasn't screaming at you. I felt the compassion in that comment. So I'm not yelling at you. One thing about me, if I'm compassionate about something, I get loud, but I'm smiling, so I'm not angry. So you're not looking for a king, you're looking for a teammate. Because I said them side by side. A man is a king, a woman is a queen. I mean, I'm not saying I want a king and a teammate. Is that greedy for wanting both? I think that you work together to get things done. Your first kingdom is the one that you have with your mate and your children, if there's children in the picture. So I think you can have. I want both. I want. Y'all got me stuttering. I want. A king leads, not equal to. So a king is a king 24/7. Can a king ever take his crown down and be with his woman? Sing. What do you? Can a king or a queen take off their hat and be one with their mate and come together and communicate? Okay, so then what's wrong with what I said? A king can still play his role and be a king. Why would that be needed? Why would what be needed? Would you not want to, be what's the word I'm looking for? Um with your mate. You don't want to what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not saying take off his crown as far as losing who he is. I'm saying when you are together with your mate, that's your most intimate. You should be able to see each other truly. Not the makeup of what you have to put on for the world. You still can be who you want to be or who you have to be and still do what you have to be outside. And you can still, you know, if you want to be the one that's making money and do all that stuff in the inside. So when I say take off his crown, I'm not saying take off his crown and lose his position. To the world, still keep your crown, but to your mate, you have to have that soft side for each other. A king leads, yet he hears her, but he makes the final call, right? I see where you're going with this. The king moves one space at a time. Queen has full range, but the king can't go down. Okay. Okay. Now look, I'm going to give you my disclaimer. I have not had a king. I had a husband and I had to work my tail off. So the definition that you're talking about might seem foreign to me. So don't hit me with any stones if I don't come across and sound the way that you should sound. I know that I had to work my tail off in my marriage, before my marriage, and after my marriage. Have I ever been in a relationship where I can just be the feminine and be the soft side? No. I had to wear the pants and the skirt. So when I say about I see in my mind's eye the description of what a man and a woman should be, and they should be able to have that soft side with one another. That's my thing that I think should be a possible relationship is partnership when you marry. The two becomes one. Yeah. Why you said wow? But yeah, the two becomes one. But there's still got to be some respect into that part, and then you got to still stand who you are without losing yourself in that union. But yeah, so you said wow. Explain why you said wow. Is it something that I said? I tell you, I've got a testimony. So when I come and I talk based off of my experiences, but then I'm going to show you some compassion. What I think should be If that person's still on there that was married for 50 years, I would like to hear some input on what you got to say about that too. To become one is to lose yourself. Oh no, 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 no. Become one is to join together with that one. You're not losing yourself. And I'm going to say this with my feet both on the ground. You don't lose yourself when you become one. Trust me, you don't. Because, and I'm going to tell you why I say that. If you are divorcing somebody and y'all break up when y'all get married, whatever the case might be, and I know divorce shouldn't be in there, but you still have to be able to take care of yourself when that person is going. So you can't lose who you are. So what part of you will you not surrender? Okay, I lost my husband through death. So if I became one with my husband, do I die too? Can you answer that for me? This is why I say you can't become one. Because if I died when he died, who's going to take care of my kids? So you can't lose yourself. You still have to be who you are. You can't lose anything that you had beforehand and once you get in that marriage, because you're going to need that to take care of yourself when you go forward. I'm waiting for your answer. Because you still have to be two whole people coming together. And then those two whole people together move forward. Don't contemplate divorce as a thought. Okay, then take divorce out of it. What about death? Okay? Divorce is out of it. That's why I made my disclaimer. What about death? If you are to coming together to be one and one dies, what do you have left if that one dies? I'm waiting for an answer. And this is all coming out of love. Please don't think I'm being rude or disrespectful. God is always there. God is going to be in that 100% and that 100% that comes together to bring that 200%. So if 100% of that 200% dies, there is still one. God is still there. You still have a whole person. One person comes together to make a union to go forward. The only thing that's one is that one union, but it's still two people. If one dies, you still have someone to take care of the rest. If you put it in and say it's one and it dies, and that's why you will never be alone. God is always there. And I know I'm never alone. We're never alone. Ever, 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 ever alone. I used to think I was alone. I thought I was alone. And I was thinking I was doing things by myself, but you have God and you have your spirit team. So I know we're never alone. But you ain't giving my answer. You said God, but can God physically take care of the kids? God is already in the kids. But you're going to need a body here on this earth to take care of that fleshly body. And thank you, True Facts. I hope I made sense, but I want to know what your answer is on that one. All things. Okay. I'm not going to get an answer, but I hope I proved my point. You, and I'm speaking from existence, from experience. You are a good, but thank you. A good cashback. Can't see the biggest goal. Nobody want to take you on no date. I said that again, didn't I? I'm sorry. Okay. My time is up. Okay. Oh, man. All right, TikTok. I'm going to have to get off because it's cutting up again. Something. What is this? TikTok, I'm sorry. What is that? Okay, what is that? Somebody tell me what that is. There's a puzzle piece that came up here. In a marriage, you submit yourself to her and she to you. It's a partnership. That's right. It's a partnership. But you don't lose yourself in that partnership. Love with your all. Oh, I love hard. Always have. With my all. Okay. I missed some conversation because that puzzle thing came up there. So who is the lead? You can still have the man as the head of the house. I never took that away. But when you're coming together in a relationship, it's an understanding. You guys come together. You're going to have to break off in teams, even though there's a head. And like I said, some of these men are weak. Not all, some. They don't pray with their wives. They don't sit time. They don't meditate and do any of that stuff. It's the women that's praying behind the scenes. It's the women that's trying to make this marriage or those marriages work. So you got to come together. So who is the head of the woman? God, just like God is the head of the man. A passionate debate on marriage. Share your thought. All right, we've been up here for about an hour. That hour flew by, y'all. It flew by. So maybe this can be a continue conversation on tomorrow. A passionate debate. But yeah, I hope you guys receive everything I said out of love. No disrespect. I appreciate the back and forth communication. It has been very, very enlightening for me. God made woman. God, man, woman, kids. All right. And God is in each and every one of them. But let me go ahead and say this. Thank you. This has been a cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra Simmons. The topic has been tips of overcoming relationship struggles. We realize that there are so many different things that can cause a relationship to struggle, even down to who's the head, coming together, standing as one. This is a conversation that's been very enjoyable. I hope that you all learned something or received something from it. So until next time, remember, God loves you, I love you, you love you. Until next time, peace. Peace.